All right, you're good.
Perfect. Well, good morning, Red Carpet. I say it every week, but it is my favorite day anytime I get to see all my favorite people. So welcome to Red Carpet today. I have the pleasure of introducing Brendan and Nikki to the Red Carpet Committee. They are here with Hydrate IV Bar, and we're going to learn all about them. So I actually had the pleasure. Brendan was so generous, he let me test this out, so I can kind of give you the inside scoop on my experience, and I can tell you it was awesome. So like Kim reminded you earlier in the meeting, if you guys have questions, please put them in the chat. I want to make sure that we get to those at the end, and we want to make sure all questions are answered. But before we get started, let's go ahead and introduce Brendan. He's originally from, he's born and raised in Denver, so he's a local boy. He has two boys, a 9-year-old and a 10-year-old. They both are very active in sports. His youngest is a drummer, and his oldest is an incredible artist. So really really talented kids. That's awesome. His wife and him have been married for 13 years, so congratulations on that. She does marketing for Good Heart Animal Hospital, and as of a couple weeks ago, she's going to actually take over the marketing with Hydrate IV Bar. So she's going to do her best to make sure her husband is doing the right things and presenting the right ways. Just a lot like any wife, any good wife does that for their husband. Brendan and his wife has recently started playing tennis, and they love it. Good stuff there. Brendan has a background in both real estate and construction. He was hired 15 years ago to manage a real estate and construction for a startup franchise in Denver. And 16 years later, he finds himself as a franchisee for the first time. So funny how kind of life guides you down that path. Some of his favorite hobbies is he loves to golf, snowboard. He likes tinkering with little remodeling projects around the house, and he's a big fisherman. So Chuck, but I think you have another fishing buddy.
Nice.
He's also a huge Denver fan. He's been a Broncos season ticket holder for over 30 years. So I think you know where he'll be on Sundays if you're allowed to go this year. So we'll see. Something not a lot of people know about Brendan, but should, is he's a first-generation American. His parents were both born and raised in Cape Town, South Africa. So Lindy, I don't know if you're on the call, but I think you guys have lots to talk about. And they immigrated to Denver just before he was born. So pretty cool story there. I asked Brendan some of what a guilty pleasure is, something that he likes to keep secret, but he does it on his free time. I think everybody's got that weird food they like or that song that they don't like to admit they like. Brendan had a pretty interesting answer. I haven't heard one like this. He says, I love watching the weather. He said, there's something totally soothing about watching the radar and trying to predict when storms hit. So if anyone's been paying attention to the weather that we've had in 2020, I don't know if it's that soothing, but Brendan seems to think it is. So help me give Brendan a warm red carpet welcome to Red Carpet today. So let's give him one of these, gang.
Thanks, Chad. Well, thanks for having me, everybody. Really excited to be here and to talk about Hydrate IV Bar. We've got Nikki here.
Hi, good morning.
Nikki is our clinical nurse manager, and she's been an integral part of the team and getting us up off the ground and getting us up and running. We've been open now for exactly a week, and really excited about the response that we're having here in town, and really excited about the folks that we're meeting and having a really good time getting out and being part of the community and getting to know all about Fort Collins a lot more. My stories, as Chad mentioned, I've been in franchising for about 16 years. Mostly in the real estate and construction management side of things. I've worked with probably now over 30 different franchised brands, and was lucky enough to have the opportunity to partner about 2.5 years ago, give or take. The first became with comments and just immediately saw the health benefits and was feeling really good about it. We kind of became pals, and next thing you know, Hydrate was one of my clients, and I was working with them, helping them actually franchise the concept and get everything kind of packaged up um, uh, in preparation for franchising and getting the brand registered and start selling the concept. That gave me a really cool and kind of unique perspective of the brand. Got to know the ins and outs of the business extremely well as we went through that process together. And kind of halfway through that process, I raised my hand and said, I actually talked to my partner Blair Ramsing, who's on the call here. Some of you may have talked to him in the breakout session, but Blair and I decided that this was something that we needed to take a stronger look at, or a harder look at, and consider as being her first franchisee. So we raised our hand, and here we are. That we made that decision only about 2.5 months ago, and we were able to lock down a really great space here on Linden Street in Old Town, and got a great lease and worked through getting the space open. It was not a whole lot of construction. We were lucky to be able to kind of walk into the space and do a minimal amount of kind of remodeling work and rebranding to allow us to really be in the space for only about 2 weeks construction wise before we opened our doors just last week for business. Since then, we've been off to the races. It's been really great. We've got a great team and having a lot of fun so far, and really looking forward to getting back to semi-normal here, hopefully soon, so that we can start meeting some folks in person.
Can everybody give us a thumbs up if you can hear us? Because we're getting messages that some can't, some can. You can hear us, Christy? Okay.
It's low.
Okay,
It was really bad earlier, so I think we missed a little bit of what you were saying at the beginning, but it's cleared up now. It just seems a little bit low.
Okay, I'll try and speak up. I'm sorry to those that didn't catch the beginning part. I was really kind of just wrapping up with being excited, letting you guys know that I'm excited to eventually meet you folks in person and have you in here and see the business and get to know you guys. Christy's directly next door to us, and she's been an absolute rock star neighbor. Can you all hear me?
It's very low volume, so I don't know if it's probably not going to help turning all volume.
And so big thanks to Christy. She, like I said, she's been a rock star neighbor, and definitely appreciate all that she's done as we've worked together on getting the space open. Outside of that, I'll kind of pass it over to Nikki. She can kind of talk through some of the services and a little bit more about the health benefits of Hydrate IV Bar.
Hi everyone, my name is Nikki Scalacci. I'm going to be the clinical nurse manager at Hydrate IV Bar here in Fort Collins. Little background on myself. I am a Fort Collins native. Was born at Poudre Valley Hospital. I moved away for about 5 years and lived out of state and just actually moved back about a month ago. So kind of funny how things come full circle sometimes. So it's really fun to have a different perspective on the downtown community. As a native, it just gives me a different outlook and appreciation on supporting local business and things like that. I graduated nursing school from UNC here in Greeley. By trade, I am an emergency room nurse as well as an intensive care unit nurse. So for me, I have a passion for... Get off my head! Sorry, everybody hear us still okay? Okay. I kind of have a passion for more holistic, integrative, preventative means to health and wellness, which is why I was so intrigued and interested in Hydrate IV Bar and sort of different modalities in terms of health and wellness. I am a board certified holistic nurse, and I also am a yoga instructor. So it just goes along with the sort of the mission and the vision of Hydrate. So I'll kind of talk to you about Hydrate and kind of our community and kind of some of the services that we can offer to our community. In terms of yeah, kind of our values. We seek to kind of keep our community healthy and well. We serve as one piece of the puzzle to keeping our community healthy and consider ourselves sort of a more proactive approach to health and wellness as opposed to reactive, which I am all too familiar with working in emergency medicine, where we just tend to kind of put, band-aids on some things and bigger picture. So for us here at Hydrate, we just look to our clients are generally seeking, and as well as our staff, our owners, we all are seeking ways, different modalities to stay healthy and well. And vitamin therapy happens to be one of those ways. So I know Colorado, especially Fort Collins, we have a big health-minded community here. So essentially one of our biggest services here is water-soluble vitamin therapy. So I'm going to just briefly kind of give an introduction to what intravenous therapy is, and I'm going to talk about some of our options in terms of like our cocktails, as we like to call them, for what we can kind of tailor to our clients' needs. So intravenous therapy, essentially we put and all of our nurses are qualified nurses, probably working in our community. Those are the ones who are going to be offering services to the clients. So intravenous therapy, we just place a small plastic catheter into the vein. In that small plastic catheter is just kind of like a straw that stays in the vein that we then attach to, actually I have an example here, which then we attach to sterile tubing and normal saline. Normal saline, then we add on the vitamins into this bag. So then we sort of have a system of our vitamins that then we can infuse into the venous system. So what are the benefits of vitamin therapy? Well, a lot of these vitamins all of the vitamins we can get through our diet and supplements. But depending on sort of our awareness about what we're eating, some people might have absorption issues where they're not absorbing nutrients appropriately. Vegans, vegetarians also really, most of us only absorb about 20 to 30% of the nutrients that we eat through our diet. A lot of those nutrients, unless we're being super, super mindful about what we're eating, is lost through the GI tract. So the benefits of IV therapy is that it's going straight into the bloodstream, and you're able to absorb and utilize 100% of those vitamins. And as long as you have healthy kidneys, which we, as registered nurses are totally trained to use our critical thinking, kind of review clients' medical history to ensure that this is a safe option for them. So, so that's kind of how intravenous therapy works. The therapy normally takes about 45 minutes to an hour. And so that's kind of a background on IV therapy. I'm going to talk about some of our vitamins. So all of our vitamins are water soluble. So that means as long as our clients, like I mentioned, has healthy kidneys, whatever their body doesn't hold on to and utilize, they will just excrete out through urine. Just go ahead and excrete it through the urine if they're not going to, or after their body has kind of absorbed the vitamins, the nutrients that it needs. So I will kind of hit on some of our cocktails and some of the things some of our clients seek. We do a lot of stuff for immunity. So especially right now, that's kind of the forefront of everybody's mind. We have specific cocktails that we can kind of tailor to what people are looking for. So if they're looking for immunity, if they're looking for more athletic performance, we do vitamin C and zinc, which are kind of essential in optimizing the immune system. We offer stuff for jet lag for our travelers. We have a lot of people that travel maybe for weddings, vacations. I know Fort Collins is becoming more of a destination for people to travel. So we can offer that, especially in Colorado. We know it's very dry here and hard to stay on top of hydration. And so it's just a great service that we can offer to our community. We also have some options for jet lag and altitude sickness. Again, Colorado is kind of unique with, a lot of people traveling from sea level aren't necessarily used to the altitude. And so a lot of the hydration and the vitamins that we offer can kind of alleviate some of those, symptoms. So I would like to talk about some of our popular items. So magnesium, I would say, is one other thing we do is we do kind of tailor our clients are more health-minded individuals, but we do offer stuff for hangovers and people maybe who have had a little bit, too much to drink and need that quick recovery if they've got something going on that day. So magnesium sulfate is one of the vitamins that I see a lot of clients benefit from and have personally experienced. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh. Magnesium sulfate is a natural muscle relaxant, so it helps to take away aches, pains, headaches, that kind of thing. So that's a super common ingredient in a lot of our cocktails. We do about 2,500 milligrams of vitamin C. Let's see what else. Glutathione is something I would say a lot of our clients look for as well. Glutathione is something that is naturally produced by the liver. And it's kind of like the mother antioxidant of the body. And so in terms of kind of detoxifying the liver and depending on what we're eating and drinking, it's something that we can offer in terms of just kind of optimizing their immune system, optimizing their liver. And yeah, so that's kind of IV therapy in a nutshell. We also offer injections. So the injections are much quicker. So like I said, for a first-time client, if it's their first time coming into the spa, we usually recommend about 45 minutes to an hour for the infusion. We do have a membership available. So our clients who are returning every single month to really see the long-term benefits of the vitamin therapy, those, clients might be here 35 to 45 minutes, but our injections really just take a couple of minutes. So I'll give you some examples of some of the injections that we do. Vitamin D3, I'll hit on that right now because it's, as the weather is changing, a lot of you guys, I don't know, I've personally experienced vitamin D deficiency working in the hospital setting, working night shift during the winter months, not being out in the sun. A lot of us kind of experience that during the winter months. And so we do offer vitamin D injections. That's 50,000 IUs. And it's just, that one does go into the muscles. So it's just kind of like a flu shot. We give it into the muscle and kind of stays, our body sort of metabolizes it over, 10 to 14 days or so. Vitamin D is also a great mood stabilizer. So if you've heard of like the winter blues, that's mostly why is probably vitamin D deficiency. So vitamin D, what else? B12, that's kind of a great starter introduction to our injections. And B12, it's a 1 milligram dose. B12 is essential with regulating the metabolism and improving energy levels. So a lot of people kind of like to utilize that as kind of an extra little boost. And again, that's something that sort of stays in the system 10 to 14 days and is more of like a sustained energy booster. Yeah.
Once again, those vitamins, because they're going directly into the body as opposed through versus vitamins that you're eating or swallowing, 100% of those nutrients are being absorbed by the body. So for example, with the B12, if you're taking a B12 vitamin, that's going to last a couple of days. With the B12 shot, that's going to last 10 to 14 days, and 100% of that, like I said, is going to be absorbed. So your body really feels those positive effects. And I get a B12 on a weekly basis, and it's fantastic. It wakes you up right in the morning, and you're energized, ready to kind of tackle the day.
Yep, that's a good point. Yeah, so like I mentioned, you can get a lot of these through the diet, but when it's via the vein, you're absorbing 100%, so your body's better able to utilize those vitamins. So we also, I think we kind of mentioned, offer membership programs. So that is one exciting thing. We're doing a founders membership right now. So what the membership includes is, so if you're coming to get IV therapy specifically for dehydration, like a hangover or altitude sickness, or just coming to Colorado after traveling and trying to stay ahead with hydration, obviously you're going to feel those effects immediately with the hydration, but in terms of getting the benefits from the vitamins, that's something, just with anything, with exercise, with eating well, it's something that over prolonged use and getting these at a regular cadence is where you're going to really see the most benefits. So our membership is something that can offer that to clients, where they can get an injector or an IV therapy and a B12 every single month for a set rate. So Yeah.
So I'm seeing a few questions here. One of the questions is it hard with folks with small veins? Is it hard to get the
So I can speak to that. A lot of our, so we're, like I said, I work in the ER. A lot of our nurses, we have about 5 nurses staffed, work in either the emergency department, intensive care unit, or labor and delivery. So all of our nurses are very well versed in starting IVs on super sick people that have really bad vasculature, poor vasculature. They're sick. And so we, I guess in this environment, we are totally competent and able to start IVs with people with small veins. We have all of the nurse tricks that we can utilize and have different size catheters that we can utilize to make sure that we can service everyone. So that's not a problem.
And as Nikki pointed out earlier, all of our staff that are administering the IVs and the injections are registered nurses. We do have a medical director with us as well, Dr. Nola McDonald. Dr. Nola has been here in Fort Collins for a lot of years, more than a lot. She's got a practice over here called Integrated Health, and she's been part of the team from get-go and been a huge help getting the team rocking and rolling.
Yeah, that's a good point. So all of our dosages that you see on our menu are all overseen by our medical directors. So, and then carried out by our nurses. So it's all based on a doctor's order. So, yep.
And despite the name, I see the question of what's it like to get an IV or an injection. Despite the name IV, Hydrate IV Bar, we are not like a bar. It's the process of coming in. We'll kind of give you guys a tour in just a minute, but it's a very relaxed spa-like atmosphere. We have lounge chairs that you'll see in just a minute that all recline electronically. We're providing a very comfortable and relaxing setting for our guests and our clients to come in and kind of step away for a little bit and to have that relaxing time away from whatever it is that particular day, whether it's, taking a lunch break and coming in from the office or sneaking out of the house for just a quick half hour, 45 minutes to just step away and relax, take care of the body. We've got some folks that come in, executives that come in and they'll log directly into their computers and map out the rest of their day and plow through those emails. Other folks that sit back, close the eyes, listen to some music and just kind of take it all in. So that's the setting, which we'll show in just a minute.
Yeah. One other thing is we're really excited to collaborate with other kind of alternative, holistic practices or people in our community. So, IV therapy, we believe, is just one component to health and wellness. So, we're really excited to just network and just be able to, keep our community healthy and well together.
So there's a question here about whether or not people that are acutely sick can come in.
Sure. Do you want me to answer all these questions right now? Should we do that or at the end, or do you want me to tackle them as we go?
Why don't we jump into the tour? Because I want people to see your space. Okay. And then we'll absolutely save time for questions.
All right. Okay. So we're going to do all the Q&As in a minute. We're going to give you a tour of the spot.
All righty, gang, buckle in. I don't want anybody getting motion sickness. All right. So obviously when you come in here, we have the lobby, but can you guys see?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, take it away.
Yep. So up here is our front desk. So we will have our receptionist sort of greet you at the door. We have our menu up here, which you can kind of view what each cocktail contains. And then we'll also be able to kind of guide you into kind of what the best option is. So this is kind of where everyone will check in. We have our waiting, space up here.
Also, as folks are coming in, we're taking temperature reads and we're checking, make sure that people are feeling good and kind of adhering to CDC standards on sanitation and hand sanitizer and that sort of thing.
Yes, that's a good point. So we do. We're doing all of our COVID precautions. We have our COVID statement up at the front and just really ensuring that people that we're inviting into the space are healthy and well. So, you want me to?
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
good?
yeah.
Okay. So we have a total of 11 chairs. With COVID, we really are kind of at partial capacity right now. So you can see we have these big, nice, comfy leather chairs, which do recline. So you can get super cozy. But yeah, we're really kind of at partial capacity right now. So really only accepting what, maybe 5 to 6 clients
Exactly right.
at one given time to really be mindful and keep people safe with COVID. So yeah, we've got our chairs here. We've got a drink station here. So we offer clients hot tea, coffee, lattes as they come in. We've got our TV here that kind of we set up with some moving art to really kind of set a really relaxing, restorative vibe. I'll briefly show you this. I know you guys had kind of a lot of questions about the registered nurses. We do check oxygen saturations, we check heart rates and blood pressures. We do kind of have parameters in terms of knowing, kind of when we can infuse that kind of thing. So our nurses are definitely using our critical thinking skills, just like we do in the hospital setting here, but applying it to more of a relaxing environment.
Some furniture from Old Elk Distillery.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Supporting the neighbors.
Yeah.
So go drink some Old Elk and then come here the next morning, gang.
Yeah, we have
That's
a nice
right.
slogan. They'll dehydrate them and then we rehydrate. So
Yeah.
it's a perfect relationship.
Go with all
Absolutely
that.
right.
With the boys.
And then back here is more, you can kind of tell it's a little bit darker. So in the front space is a more community type scene. So for example, like over the weekend, we had a bachelor party come in. And so they kind of all wanted to be together in this space. This back space you can kind of see is a little bit darker. We have this to kind of create a little more quiet, dark environment if someone is coming in. So for example, we had someone come in yesterday who suffers from migraines. So we can kind of tailor the environment to our clients' needs. So if we, it's a little bit darker back here, a little bit quieter, the music's a little bit quieter. So yeah, it's kind of our space. I don't know, do we need to we have our hand washing station here again, so we ensure everybody washes their hands. We have a specific kind of a hand washing station for people to utilize, which is great, especially right now. And then in the back, I don't know if we want to go back there, the nurses station, where all the vitamin magic happens.
Yeah, we could check it out.
Okay.
Yeah, but kind of the behind the scenes spot.
Okay.
And then, like I said at the start of this, guys, I actually had the pleasure of doing this last week, and it really did feel like a spa experience.
So this is really this is what we consider our nurses station. So this is where all of our medical supplies are, all of our saline, our tubing, our catheters, our vitamins, and our fridge. So yeah, this is kind of where our nurses hand mix all of the bags. So nothing is pre-mixed. We just tailor it to what each client is looking for and hand mix them back here. So, yep.
Very cool. Well, let's make our way back up to the front and then we'll dive into some questions. And then stay tuned because they do have a really, really cool promotion they want to offer all of Red Carpet. So I'll have them kind of touch base on that. And then we will go ahead and dive into that ribbon cutting.
Thanks, Jeff.
Perfect. Hey, Kim, do you want to dive into those questions in case I miss any of them?
Yeah, so Nate has been waiting very patiently, but he wants to know, can he use his flexible health spending account to come to Hydrate IV?
To my understanding, yes, we don't have the ability to kind of have this be a service that's covered by insurance, but you can use your like HSA spending cards. Yes.
Perfect. Okay. And then how do people find out about the prices of your membership? Is it on your
Yeah, so I can speak to that right now. We also have a specific brochure. We have a website. All of this information is on our website. So I'll just kind of speak to that right now. Typically a membership is $125 per month. Like I said, that includes one IV therapy and B12 every single month. With us being new to the neighborhood, we are offering a special founders membership for our first first several clients.
First set of founders.
Our first set of founders, and it's $99 a month. So, which is a pretty awesome value because you get any IV therapy of $169 value or below every single month for that $99 plus the B12 injection. So I would be happy to, if you want to drop your email in the chat box, I'm happy to share any information. Again, it's on our website, and we do have brochures as well that highlight that.
Perfect. Another person has a question. Donna said, if someone has issues metabolizing vitamins because of genetic mutations, is it better than swallowing vitamins? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that is, I guess I would probably ask for a little bit more information, but if it's something that specifically has to do with the GI tract, like if it's an actual absorption problem, which it sounds like issues metabolizing, yes. So intravenously it's just kind of a more direct route, I would say. And so I would love to get more information about this specific mutation to be able to really answer this appropriately offline. But yes, generally it is more beneficial than, not more beneficial, but you're absorbing, again, that 100% versus 20 to 30 swallowing these supplements or taking the supplements in orally.
Perfect. And can people come if they are acutely sick?
So we do, that's a good question. We, as the nurses, and again, have very specific protocols from our medical director on kind of what sort of clients we kind of have to rule out in terms of being good candidates. So some of those would be if people have acute kidney disease, really anything going on with the kidneys is something that we really cannot, we can't really help, because that's how all of our water soluble vitamins are metabolized, is through the kidneys. So that's kind of the big thing. Acutely ill, yeah, we don't really want to treat, clients who are suffering from something where they really could benefit from actually just being in the hospital setting. So in terms of acutely ill, there are plenty of things in terms of like, what our clients might have in terms of medical history, which is totally fine. And our nurses are well versed in knowing what those things are. But kidney disease is probably the biggest thing that we can't really have clients come in with kidney disease. We also, at this time, don't offer services to anyone under the age of 18, even with a consent, and also pregnant women. So other than that, we kind of open our doors and we allow our nurses to also work with our medical director, and to ensure that it's going to be a good experience.
And kind of around those same lines, but what about if someone's recovering from a surgery and they just need a boost? Can they come in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Again, we always recommend that the client is kind of partnering with their primary care doctor and ensuring that they kind of are in the loop with this, especially if it's something with post-surgery. But yeah, absolutely. We kind of do every single year for our new clients, we do kind of a new client paperwork where we really go into their allergies, their medical history, their medications, things like that. There's not really a lot of contraindications in terms of medications because, again, all of these are vitamins, but yes, that would be something that would be appropriate. As long as their vital signs and all of that, the nurse determined everything was good to go, that would be fine.
Perfect. I think that is all the questions. Someone's asking if you can go to the front of your building so they can see where you are exactly on Linden Street.
Well, isn't that just the best segue in the world to this ribbon cutting, gang?
There we go. See, perfectly planned.
I can get you something to drink.
All right, guys, so there is Christy's spot, so the wonderful Poor Brothers. And right here is Hydrate IV Bar, right next door. So let me set up, and then we're gonna do the ribbon cutting. But while I'm doing that, Brent, why don't you dive into that promotion for Red Carpet?
Sure. So for the Red Carpet folks, we're offering 20% off all of the services. And go ahead, Nikki.
So we have a promo set up. So for being on this call, you can use a promo code RedCarpet20, and I'll put that into the chat. And if you come in before
August or October 31st, the end of October, you can utilize, get any service for 20% off. So we'll drop that promo in the chat box.
Tell this to you. All right. I'm gonna give that to you. Let's set up. All right, gang, bear with me. I am gonna get us set up. Oh, sure. Look at that. We're recruiting. Here, I'll get on the other side.
Awesome. Oh, okay.
All right, guys. So on 3, it's gonna be stick me. So 1, 2, 3.
Stick me.
Stick me.
Thanks, everybody.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Emily. Appreciate it.
Cool. All righty. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, everyone. We're so excited to meet you guys. Do you want me to hold it?
I think she's
Okay.
probably closing it.